Have you ever wondered why morning coffee tastes better than afternoon coffee?
It's not that the coffee tastes better, it's just that when you're hungry and your brain's still foggy, that first sip feels like a promise from the universe. You're gonna survive today.
Well, that sounds philosophical. But I think it's because in the morning we still have hope. By afternoon, deadlines have drunk all that hope dry.
So I guess at night you must drink chamomile tea. If it's not there, all that's left is eternal rest.
Hey, don't bring up daisies, that sounds like an obituary.
But honestly, this cafe in the morning, everyone looks so rushed. Some clutching laptops, others glued to their phones, but hardly anyone's holding a smile.
That's why we're sitting here, preserving a few smiles for the world.
And yet, your face isn't exactly smiling either.
Because we're waiting for someone to buy more pastries.
Oh my God, so your whole coffee philosophy boils down to sugar.
People live for love, but I live for tiramisu.
You should write a book someday. Asterisk tiramisu and the meaning of life asterisk. Guaranteed bestseller.
If it sells well, I'll give you a bookmark shaped like a spoon.
So profound. You know, this morning I posted a picture of just a glass of water, and it got 200 likes.
A glass of plain water gets 200 likes? Do people think it's detox or some minimalist symbol?
No, the caption was, "The only clear thing in my life."
My gosh, this world loves metaphorical drama. A glass of water suddenly becomes a sad song.
Simple. Just make people think you're deep, and the likes come rolling in.
Then maybe I should post a screenshot of Excel. Caption: The maze of life, only the patient find the way out.
Brilliant. That's bound to go viral in the accounting community.
But seriously, do you ever think social media is like a masquerade? Everyone wears a mask, smiling brightly, flaunting fancy meals, but really eating instant noodles in the dark.
Exactly, people always say, this photo isn't real life. But then everyone edits their pics because, without filters, they'd look like ID photos.
ID photos are honest though. They capture all your despair in 3 short seconds.
You're the funniest philosopher I've ever met.
Thanks. That's my side hustle. My main gig is chasing deadlines.
Speaking of deadlines, what time did you sleep last night?
3 in the morning. I'm writing a report, but every line I write, I open Facebook.
That's not writing a report. That's a report interspersed with entertainment breaks.
The result? This morning, I read it back and found an irrelevant line. Everyone deserves love, even this Excel file.
Oh my God, if your boss saw that, they'd think you're sending an SOS for your mental health.
Honestly, sometimes I think work is like raising a pet. If you take good care of it, it's obedient. Neglect it, and it bites you back.
Exactly. But here's the difference. A pet can cuddle you to sleep, while work just hugs you till morning.
Truly a toxic relationship.
But when you think about it, it's thanks to work, social media, and coffee that we have the material to sit here and complain happily.
Yeah, maybe. Complaining is just a form of free entertainment, isn't it?
So cheers to complaining.
Cheers to those who can smile even while crying in a Word document.
Hey, why do you look so pensive? Missing a deadline or missing someone?
No deadline has ever made me stare into the distance like this. I'm just reminiscing about our student days.
Ooh, spill the tea. What did Mako the student look like? Messy hair, arms full of instant noodle packs?
Yeah, exactly. Back then I thought eating instant noodles non-stop would save enough money to buy a motorbike.
And the result?
The result? I only saved enough for A new kettle. Because all my savings turned into reference books.
Oh my God, that's a long-term investment in wisdom. But back then, did you have any student romances?
Once, I had a crush on someone in class, but instead of confessing, I photocopied lecture notes for them.
Oh my God, that's not a confession, that's a mobile photocopying service.
Exactly. And then they fell for the guy who ran the photocopy shop.
That's what you call fate messing with you.
Honestly, I wasn't too upset back then. I just thought, love isn't like an exam you don't get points for following the formula.
Spot on. People think love is a math equation. Good looks plus talent plus charm equals love. But it's more like a lottery.
And the odds of winning are lower than getting a smile from your crush.
But I kind of miss that feeling from back then, liking someone so boldly, writing handwritten letters, standing in the rain.
Have you ever written a handwritten letter?
I did. But instead of sending them, I folded them up and kept them in my desk drawer.
Why not?
Because I thought, maybe writing them for myself to read later would be enough to remember how foolishly adorable youth was.
Yeah, youth is when we dared to do things that seemed absurd, but looking back were priceless.
Like how we're sitting here bickering about coffee and deadlines, then rambling on about love.
Who knows, maybe when our hair turns gray, we'll still sit in this corner, reminiscing about today as a beautiful memory.
So, let's raise a glass to memories before they become the past.
A toast to youth where even failures taste sweet with innocence.
Mako, do you ever think about what our future will be like?
Of course I think about it. But the more I think, the future feels foggy, like that glass window out there.
Yeah, the rain blurs everything, but there's something nice about it. The blur lets you imagine.
Exactly. Like I imagine one day I'll open a little cafe with books, music, and this table named the Optimistic Philosophy Table.
Sounds like the slogan of a secret society. Customers at that table have to smile, even if they're sad.
Spot on. If you don't smile, you'll be fined with black coffee, no sugar.
Harsh, but intriguing. As for me, I want to travel the world, meet tons of people, and write their stories.
Write a book?
Not exactly. Maybe just a diary or a blog. But I want to capture moments like this rainy evening.
You're like a collector of memories.
And you're like someone building a coffee fortress.
Yeah, that makes sense. One collects, one builds. Maybe someday those two ideas will meet.
For example?
You travel, gather stories, then come back and tell them at my cafe. Customers sip lattes while listening to real tales.
Wow, that's a great idea. A cafe that doubles as a memory vault?
Memory Cafe, where every cup of coffee carries the flavor of a story.
Sounds like the trailer for an indie film. I love it.
Yes, but fear won't stop it from coming. Best to prepare an umbrella, so whether it rains or shines, you still step outside.
Hey Mako, are you scared of the future?
What about you? Are you afraid of the future?
You always talk like a half-baked novelist, but I like it.
Don't worry. No matter how the future changes, I'll save a spot at this table. At least half of it will always be occupied.
Not really. I'm just scared of one day sitting in this cafe alone with no one to banter with.
Yeah, consider it a promise. A promise that doesn't need a signature. Just memory.
Sounds like a promise.
And to the present where we sit here, laughing more than crying.
So, cheers to the future, vague but still worth looking forward to.